What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. It's just a typical Tuesday vlog here in the print shop, but we are finally getting to the Reprack system. If you're here for that and that only, there should be timestamps below for you guys to skip around and see the parts you want to see. But before we get to that, I do have a bit of work that actually needs to get done today. That's the important stuff. Let's get right to it. Okay, so the first thing I have to do is go in here, and we have to take all of yesterday's prints off of the build plates. And then we need to run the next set of prints. Now that that is done, I need to get the printers running again for the day. I've already drawn the nameplates that need to go on there today, so all I have to do is run upstairs, hit print, well, make sure that there's filament in the correct printers, run upstairs, hit print, and then I can come back down here, package those, and then we will be ready to start working on the Reprack for that wall. So let's go upstairs. All right, the prints have been sent to the printers. Now let's go downstairs and start packaging up yesterday's orders. Just giving a quick blast to get all the hairs off, most of the hairs off. All right. I'm just putting a little promo card inside a baggie that'll hopefully send people to my actual website and not my Etsy store. And then a little mini will go in each bag. These are by Zoo 3D. So you go to the Patreon if you're not familiar, you pay $10 and you get access to whatever the models are for that month. And then you can sell them. Pretty neat. All right, so one of those in the box. Something that has actually sped up my shipping flow tremendously is this tape dispenser. It sits on my desk. I can easily just rip off the size piece that I need and slap it right on the box, because I use these boxes, not like your normal big shipping boxes for my nameplates. At least I do use those, but I use a tape gun for that. But this thing works really well for these odd sized boxes. So I'll make sure that thing is linked below in case you guys are also in need of one. I didn't even know they existed until someone commented on the video. So if you ever think I need something else that would speed up my flow, definitely leave it in the comments, because I'm reading them, I'm listening. I actually buy a lot of the things or find the files or whatever you guys tell me to do. I really do go do it. So if you ever have any advice or anything, leave it for me and hopefully I'll learn from it. So next we have 2 more to go. I'm gonna speed through these really quick and then we'll be ready to move on. All right, I just finished packaging everything. It's ready to go to the post office. Now we can move on to the Reprack on this wall, but it's kind of a mess right now. It's going on this wall, but there's a lot of things over here that need to be moved out of the way. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Get this space ready for construction. So these boxes here, they're from Walmart. They're Sterilite, 20 quarts or 19 liters, something like that. They were actually really good for storing my filament when I had a smaller amount, but now that I'm starting to acquire lots of colors and brands and just different types, I'm running out of storage space. Filament's kind of just laying around everywhere, so it's definitely time to move on to something else. But These were great. I loved them. If I can link to them, I will, but I got them from Walmart, so. But now that these are being retired, I can put other things in them, which will be nice. Okay, so this is the wall that it's gonna be going on. I have all of the printed parts. I'll show you those in just a second. I have all of the printed parts. I have the screws and the pipes that I need to create it. Now I just need to start planning out where exactly it's going to go. So last week, I went ahead and marked where the studs are. So that's nice, that's already done. But now I need to kind of figure out how high up I want each of them to be. I think I want to start with 2 layers. I bought enough pipes to be able to build 2 full layers, and I think I have the printed parts to do that as well. If eventually I can get 3 on this wall, that would be super ideal because then I can store more. But for now, we're gonna start with the top layer, figure out where it needs to go, and then try and space the rest evenly after that. All right, so before I really get into this whole process and start actually putting these on the walls, I wanted to tell you a little bit about what the Reprack system even is. It's supposed to be a simple, cheap filament storage for your wall. So I've been keeping my filament over here on this shelf, and it's starting to fill up, kind of. I could use this shelf for a lot of different things, or I could use this space. Putting this on the wall is really gonna help me organize and just open up a little bit more space in here, I think. So to create this, you go to repcord.com or something like that. You literally just type in Google Reprack Repcord and it will take you right there. So you go to printables and you can download and print all of these pieces. So I did have to buy a couple things. The poles, which go through these holes down here at the bottom to actually sit the filament in, and then some screws. I'll make sure that the printables site is linked down below so you guys can go check this out if you would like to. The prints are super easy. So each of these prints in about 2.5 to 3 hours. They do take up a full bed on the Bambu printers, but that's okay. 2.5 to 3 hours isn't that bad. And then these things I'm using instead of the French cleats. These didn't take very long. I don't think I think I put a whole bed of these and I got it all done in 1 or 2 prints. So it was super fast, super easy. I used Overture PTG. Okay, so we're ready to start putting these on the walls. I've planned it out. Everything is lined up and ready to go. So nothing left to do but start with the drill. Alright, so if that one sits there, how far down do I want the next one? I missed the stud the first time, so they're just gonna have to not line up. So we'll say it hangs over just a little bit on each side. Ooh, okay, that's actually perfect. I can do another row because this is 5 feet and my poles are 10 feet long. Yeah! That worked out perfectly. I need to mark each of them at 5 feet, I guess, which would be halfway, hopefully. Hopefully they're actually 10 feet and it's not like wood where it's just a little off. No, this is perfect. It's actually 10 feet, so that's good. Now, I'm gonna use this cutter here and cut them all. I already had this pipe cutter because I have to use it for the barbells, so that's nice. Hopefully this is easy to cut. I kinda hate cutting metal pipes. Oh wow, okay. One done. I'm not gonna put you guys through the pain of watching me cut the rest of these, so we'll just jump ahead. All right, the pipes are done. Now we can start putting them in place. All right, so now the only thing that I'm missing are some clamps that I can clamp onto the end of this, and hopefully I can get some caps or print some end caps that I can slide on the ends right there, just so it's not as much of an abrupt edge. Besides that, I think this thing is done and ready to start putting filament on it just to see how strong it is. I'll probably still try to keep some dry boxes down below, just for things like PTG, things that don't need to absorb a lot of moisture. This is a basement, there's kind of a lot of moisture. I'm gonna be on the lookout for a better dehumidifier because I think this space really needs it, especially now that I'm gonna be keeping my filament exposed out here instead of in these somewhat dry boxes. They weren't 100% dry boxes, but better than this. So now that they're out in the open, a dehumidifier will be top of my list. Once I find one I like, I'll definitely make sure that I share it with you guys. But for the rest of this little bit of time, I'm just gonna keep putting all of my filaments up here on this rack. And if it fills up, I do have the parts. If I want to add a layer below this, which I'll probably do since I have everything out today, I might as well just go ahead and knock that out. I'm gonna start printing the clamps so that I can clamp the ends of these and the rods will not move around. A few things that I need to take care of, but for now I'm just gonna get the rest of the filament up here. I'd like it to be color coordinated or something like that, but at the moment, I just wanna get it up here and see what I've got. That's definitely not where that one needs to go. Okay, so I've filled up everything that I've built so far. I still have 2 rolls on the table over here that won't even fit, so I'm definitely gonna have to go ahead and do this next layer. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. I will need to print more if I want to add more than that, which I'm probably gonna need to do because this isn't even my new filament. So I have a lot of work to do, but at least we've made it this far and we know the process. So I'm just gonna keep working. That wraps up this portion. I may eventually put another row a little lower, but this is all the parts that I had printed for today. I still have 2 of these and 1 of these to go, and I'm currently printing more of them because I need more space. I'm about to have a lot more filament, and I still haven't even gotten all the new rolls up on the wall. So maybe 1 more row on this wall, and then over here behind the filament rack, I may build more for the new rolls. But for now, this is all I've got for this portion. Next, I have these little things in my AMS units. And inside of them are some desiccant beads, hopefully you can see. And they are currently green, which means that they have been completely saturated with water. So I need to replace these with new orange beads and then dry these out because they are reusable. So that's what we're gonna work on right now. I think I have 3 AMSs that are not being used at the moment, so I'm gonna get the old pieces out and put the new pieces in with new beads. So let's head on in there and do that now. These are the desiccant beads that I will be using. They are orange when fresh and green when saturated, just like you guys saw. So pour some new beads in each of the new containers. I guess I'm missing tops for these 2, and I also need to print more of them anyways. So I'm gonna put the ones that I've got done in the 3 AMSs in here that are ready for them, and then I'll print the ones that I need for I think 2 more AMSs that need them still. I'll come back for those 2. I'm waiting on the lids, these should be fine to just sit in there open for now, hopefully. Okay, now that that's done, the only thing I have left to do is prepare for tomorrow. So when I get up, usually around 6 a.m., I like to have my spreadsheet ready to go, nameplates are drawn, everything is ready for the day so that I don't have to get up and go right to the computer and start working. So at the end of every day, I like to make sure I have everything set up and ready for the next day. So right now, since I'm done down here for the day, I'm gonna go up to my computer and I'm gonna make sure the nameplates are drawn and ready to go for tomorrow morning. So let's head up there. As soon as that's done, that'll be the end of our day. All right, you guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was cool to see me put the Reprack system finally up on my wall after I've been talking about it, I think, for like 3 or 4 videos. I don't even know at this point. I think it turned out pretty great. Maybe I'll add some lights behind it or something just to make it look a little cooler. Of course, there's add-ons and additions that I can add to it later on to make it more useful and more functional and maybe even prettier. But for now, what we've got downstairs is good. It's gonna serve its purpose. And then, of course, we're still printing more to get on the other walls. But I think today was a pretty good day. We got a lot accomplished. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much again for watching. I would be nothing without you guys. I still can't believe we've crossed 10,000 subscribers. That is just a mind-blowing number. If you're new here, we'd love to have you. Make sure you subscribe, hit that like button. That's all for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.